You've probably been told your credit score takes years to fix. Like years of perfect behavior, years of waiting, years of doing everything right just to see a small bump. And honestly, that's not entirely true. Because there's one move, one simple, strategic move that has helped people boost their credit score by 50, 80, even 100 points faster than they ever thought possible. And the crazy part? Most people have no idea it even exists. Think about it. Your credit score controls so much of your life. The interest rate on your car, whether you get approved for an apartment, even how much you pay for insurance. So if there's a way to move that number up quickly without doing anything shady or illegal, you'd want to know about it, right? All right, let's talk about it. The trick is called becoming an authorized user. Now, I know that sounds kind of technical, maybe even a little confusing, but stick with me because this is way simpler than it sounds and way more powerful than people realize. Here's the idea. Instead of building your credit entirely on your own, you basically piggyback on someone else's good credit history. Yeah, that's it. You get added to someone else's credit card as an authorized user, and their account history can start showing up on your credit report. And when that happens, your credit can jump, sometimes fast. I'm not gonna lie, the first time people hear this, it sounds almost too good to be true. Like, why would someone else's credit help me? But here's the thing. Your credit score isn't just about you. It's about the data on your credit report. So if a strong, well-managed account gets added to your report, the scoring system sees that positive history and says, okay, this person looks less risky now. And boom, your score can move. Let me give you a real-life example. Let's say your mom has had a credit card for 15 years. She's never missed a payment, keeps her balance low, basically does everything right. Now imagine she adds you as an authorized user on that card. Even if you never touch the card, even if you never spend a single dollar, that account with all its history can start showing up on your credit report. So suddenly it looks like you have a long positive credit history too, and that can seriously boost your score. Now, I want to be real with you. This isn't magic. There are a few things that need to be true for this to actually work. First, the account you're being added to has to be good, and I mean really good. On-time payments, low balance, no drama. If the person has late payments or high debt on that card, you're not helping yourself, you're hurting yourself. So choose wisely. Second, the credit company has to report authorized users to the credit bureaus. Most major ones do, but not all, so it's always worth double-checking. And third, timing matters. Sometimes the change shows up in a few weeks, sometimes it takes a couple of months. But when it hits, that's when people start seeing those jumps. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This trick doesn't just help people with bad credit, it can help people with no credit too. And honestly, that's where it might be the most powerful. Think about someone fresh out of college. No credit history, no score, nothing. They apply for a credit card and get denied. Why? Because lenders don't know if they can trust them yet. But if that same person gets added as an authorized user on a strong account, now they suddenly have a credit history. Now they suddenly look more established. And that can open doors way faster than trying to build from zero. I've seen people go from no score to the mid-700s just from this move combined with a few smart habits. That's a huge difference. Now, let's talk about something important. Trust. Because this whole strategy depends on it. You're either asking someone to add you to their account or you're being added to someone else's. So this needs to be someone responsible, someone you trust, someone who won't suddenly max out the card or miss payments. Because remember, their behavior affects you. If they mess up, your score can drop. So don't just jump into this with anyone. This is one of those situations where who you choose matters more than the strategy itself. Now, you might be thinking, what if I don't have anyone I can ask? That's a real situation for a lot of people. And here's the honest answer. There are companies out there that offer authorized user trade lines. Basically, they add you to a stranger's account for a fee. Sounds convenient, right? But here's the thing. This area gets a little sketchy. Some lenders don't like it. Some scoring models are starting to ignore it. And honestly, it can be expensive. So while it exists, I wouldn't say it's the first option you should go to. If you can do this with someone you know and trust, that's always the better route. Now, let's clear up a big myth. Being an authorized user does not mean you're responsible for the debt. That's important. The primary cardholder is still the one legally responsible for paying the bill. So if the balance goes up, it's their obligation. You're just along for the ride, for better or worse. But here's the flip side. Even though you're not responsible, your credit still reflects what happens on that account. So again, choose wisely. Now, I want to zoom out for a second, because this trick is powerful, but it works best when you combine it with a few simple habits. Think of it like a boost, not the entire game. You still want to make your own payments on time. You still want to keep your credit card balances low. You still want to avoid opening too many accounts at once. Because here's the truth most people don't talk about. Credit is a system of patterns. It's not about one move. It's about consistent signals over time. But when you add a strong authorized user account into that system, you're basically speeding up the process. You're giving your credit profile a head start. And that's why this works so well. Let's talk about numbers for a second. Your payment history makes up about 35% of your credit score. Your credit utilization, how much of your limit you're using, is about 30%. So if you get added to a card with perfect payment history and low balance, you're improving two of the biggest factors instantly. That's huge. That's why people see those jumps. It's not random, it's math. Now, I want to set expectations. Not everyone will see a 100-point increase. Some people might see 20 points. Some people might see 50. It depends on where you're starting. If your credit is already strong, the impact might be smaller. But if you're rebuilding or starting fresh, that's where this can really move the needle. And honestly, even a 30-point jump can save you thousands of dollars over time. Lower interest rates, better approvals, more options. That stuff adds up fast. Let me paint a quick picture. Imagine you're applying for a car loan. With a lower credit score, you might get an interest rate of 12%. But with a higher score, that might drop to 6% or even lower. On a $25,000 loan, that difference can cost you thousands over the life of the loan, all from a number. So yeah, improving your credit score matters more than most people think, and this one move can help you get there faster. Now, before we wrap this up, let me give you a simple game plan. If you're serious about using this strategy, here's what you should do. First, find someone with strong credit. Again, long history, on-time payments, low balances. Second, ask to be added as an authorized user. You don't even need the physical card. Third, give it time. Watch your credit report, track your score. And fourth, build your own credit habits alongside it. Because the goal isn't just a quick boost. The goal is long-term financial strength. That's what really changes your life. Because once your credit is solid, everything gets easier. Loans, apartments, opportunities, even peace of mind. And honestly, that's what this is really about. Not just a number, but the freedom that comes with it. So if you've been feeling stuck with your credit, if it feels like no matter what you do, nothing changes, try this. It might be the shortcut you didn't know you had. And hey, if this gave you something useful, something you can actually apply to your life, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. We talk about real money moves here, the kind that actually make a difference. No fluff, no nonsense, just straight-up strategies to help you get ahead. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one.